You ready? I'm ready. Oh my goodness. This place is off the hook.
Okay, this video is gonna be a bit different and I'm gonna rant about why modern weightlifting sucks. So I've been lifting and training for the last 10 years, on and off here and there, and I would say I consume very little, almost to none, weightlifting media. And because I find it extremely boring and to watch, I either watch it for educational purposes, like many of you do, and sometimes keep up with like the current events, right? But I do have to say the modern state of Olympic weightlifting media, coverage, broadcasting is absolute garbage, and it's not going to help the sport grow in any way, right? So I think there's really three main content on weightlifting that's out there. So Weightlifting House does a bunch of interviews, does a bunch of training sessions, and they're like the reporters, the modern broadcasting, or like the CNN of Olympic weightlifting, right? And then you have educational content, tips and tricks that helps your technique, how to do this, tutorial that. Ultimately, these things are trying to sell you something, trying to push something, whether it's Squat University trying to sell you those shoes, or whatever coaches trying to sell you some programs or online coaching. It's not entertaining. It's not entertaining. It's a giant. It just feels like a giant commercial, and it's not truly entertaining. You know what I mean? And if you're just gonna keep producing the same content like education and current events, it's not really gonna grow the sport. You need entertaining figures like Togi or Sam Shulik to push the sport into the next coming generation, or else it's gonna die out. Like we already see the decline of CrossFit, so we're not really gonna get as many new people getting into the sport from CrossFit. We get like rare glimpses of really entertaining content like Shizayung fishing videos or Ilian breakdancing videos. But other videos are just like monstrous top level athletes lifting really heavy and their training sessions, which like gets old to a point, right? And of course, this channel, Ma Weightlifting, is built on like the mysticism of Chinese weightlifting, how good the technique is. And I'm a huge fan of Chinese weightlifting, don't get me wrong, but it's not that much secret behind it. It's just a robust training system that has a state-sponsored program, and they have a lot of, discipline, and there's like cultural things like respecting authority figures and kind of incentivizing rags to riches journey for the athletes to pursue. That's the gist of Chinese weightlifting. And how much content can you really milk out of that? But if you are interested in experiencing Chinese weightlifting firsthand, we have our up and coming Winter Camp 2025 from December 15th, 2 weeks to the 29th, I believe, where we'll train in Fuzhou, one of the top level provincial training centers in all of China. The state-of-the-art facilities, top level training, and former world champion coaches that will teach you everything you need to know about weightlifting, especially learning the nitty-gritty details of Chinese weightlifting, something that you can take home and keep practicing for life. Again, if you're interested, I recommend checking out coachma.net. Sign up today. We filled out all our early bird spots, so this is going to be a really big camp, and I hope to see you there. And shout out to the Squat Jerk journalist. He's probably the best weightlifting content out there because he gets to have fun with these top level athletes, so you can get a more deeper connection to their personality. But then he stopped making videos, which is kind of sad. We don't have the same content as we do now, and I want more of that. That shit is entertaining to watch. So there's a language barrier, a cultural barrier, and a media barrier, like the Great Firewall in China, so that we can't really, there's no direct access to these athletes, so we get more entertaining content out of them. But if they did these vlogs or personal videos or just of them having fun, I think it would really push the sport, grow the sport, and grow their popularity as well. But we just don't have enough of that, right? And especially with a lot of these top level athletes retiring, we're going to get a new batch of unfamiliar faces that we've never seen before. Hopefully they do really well in competitions, but that's not a guarantee. We don't know who they are, and why should we pay attention to them besides lifting heavy numbers, right? People like Lu Xiaojun, Xu Zhengyong, they've been in the sport for the last 10 years. We've seen them across multiple Olympics. In the beginning, we don't know who they are, but midway through their career, we start to recognize their face a whole lot more and then build familiarity to watch them more and more. And the team that's carrying weightlifting relevancy today is the female Italian team. They're the most gorgeous lifters. I don't care about technique. Their technique is pretty good too, don't get me wrong, but they're the most gorgeous weightlifters to watch, right? Because they bring that sexiness, that glamour. It's really nice to look at pretty girls lifting weights, to be honest with you, with any sport, right?
You ready? I'm ready. Oh my goodness. This place is off the hook.
So I think there needs to be a little bit more sexiness in the sport, in weightlifting, to help it grow. It wouldn't hurt. Like some key examples that stand out to me of athletes from other sports are Wu Yanni, who is a famous Chinese track and field athlete who, started doing makeup, started to be more pop star for her track events. And this gathered a lot of attention, a little bit of controversy, but it's really healthy. I pay attention to the sport that I never cared about, and it's just a fun thing to watch. It's entertaining. It's not just about the sport. It's not just about who's faster. It's not just about the current events or stats, right? It's personality, sexiness, and that's why we have these sports idols like Kobe Bryant, LeBron James. These are all figures that we not only respect for their athleticism and accomplishment, but they have a character, right? Like the Mamba mentality. And we do need more Shizuyong fishing vlogs. We do need more Ilya and breakdancing videos. And another really good example is like Zhang Weili, UFC superstar.
My name is Zhang Weili. I'm from China. Remember me?
And now she's a mixed media goddess, doing like movies and promotional content while keeping her competitive edge in the UFC. So we definitely need more variety, more media coverage too. Another good journalist that I really like is Ariel Helwani. He's been covering the UFC for years now, and he's became a UFC icon because of his personality, the way he conducts interviews. And we saw his growth from the beginning when he was only getting 1,000, 2,000 views, and now he has his own program on network television, which is insane.
Talking
What's
about
her
it.
name?
Ariel Helwani.
Oh, this is the guy. I don't want to do an interview with this guy. He talking on Twitter.
And that's the reason why I do this video today, to experiment with a different format, a less formal one, a less educational or current events or a secret to Chinese weightlifting video, is because, look, that's extremely saturated. When you search Olympic weightlifting, that's all you're going to get. We need to promote more team rivalry, especially on the international stage. It would be really fun to watch like a docu-series of Team China versus like Team North Korea, something like that, or Team Thailand. The top 3 teams going against each other, giving them insights, them doing meet and greets or even face-offs. That will be extremely entertaining to watch for Olympic weightlifting. So guys, tell me what you think weightlifting needs. It needs definitely a makeover for sure for the future growth in the sport. Comment below if you have any ideas on how you would think weightlifting can be made more entertaining, and besides the current events and educational content, what are things that are worth watching? Maybe open my mind up and share something that you find extremely entertaining about weightlifting. Link it down in the comments below, and I would love to hear everyone's thoughts. So thank you for watching this video. That's all. Have a good one.